Hey, hello people, and welcome back to another episode of Stars and Garters. I'm Katie Pettit, and this is the first Marvel Monday in a while. I missed the last two, I think. Two? Was it two? Yeah, it was two. I missed the last two, which is unfortunate, but I have one today, and it's gonna be cool, and I'm not gonna make this intro too long, because I feel like this episode is gonna go long. But, a while ago, I did a Marvel, character fights kind of bracket with my friends, and I thought it was fun then, so I assumed it would be fun to do that for this episode, so that's what I'm gonna do. So, let's just get into it, so we are not here for forever. Alright. Now, okay, I haven't, previewed this bracket, so some of these might be really stupid and unfair, but it is what it is. So the first one they have for us is the Hulk versus Hawkeye. Alright. I'm really worried about this going long, but I have one that's like an hour, so maybe I shouldn't worry about that. Because I don't want to overthink it, because you're like, obviously, it's the Hulk, right? I'm trying to think if, Hawkeye maybe has beaten the Hulk before. You know what? I actually think it would be Hawkeye, because the Hulk is so dumb, and Hawkeye is very smart, and so I feel like he would be able to just find a way around it, and he has all those arrows. I feel like Hawkeye would win, because I feel like he would do it. Oh, okay, cool. Interesting. The next one they have is Captain Marvel versus Valkyrie. Now, I feel like this one is justifiably, obvious quick, because a lot of people are gonna just get obliterated by Captain Marvel because she's ridiculously OP. You know, nothing against Valkyrie, but she's great. Just Captain Marvel is extremely OP. There's very few superheroes that could beat her. So, I'm gonna go with Captain Marvel on that one. What the? Okay. The next one come on now. The next one they have is Drax versus Mantis. What? What even is this? It's. I feel like it's gonna be Drax just because Mantis is kind of. She doesn't really. I don't know. Drax is just better in a fight, I guess, because her powers aren't really for that kind of thing. And even though she she has her ways, it's just he's he's the destroyer. I mean, yeah, I feel like it would be a not totally super unfair fight, but I feel like it would still be Drax. Okay, let's see. That's interesting. The next one they have is Nick Fury. I almost said Samuel L. Jackson. Nick Fury versus, it looks like Phil Coulson to me. I don't know. Fury is just too, I don't know, he's just a lot better. He's a lot better at his job than Phil is. I mean, Phil's great. We love Phil, obviously, but he's just not, he's just not as good. Fury's the best at that specific job, and they're the same kind of job, so Fury would have to win that one. Well, the next one we have is Iron Man versus Captain America. Okay. See, I feel like Cap kind of did win in their fight in Civil War, because he just stabbed his thing and kind of left him there. And I don't know, I feel like Cap did win, and it makes sense for Cap to win, because even though Tony is super smart, it's he's still, just kind of, it wouldn't be enough, because he doesn't have any, powers in he doesn't really have, I feel like, as many ways to, get around it. I don't know. And it's hard for me to not pick Cap, because I still am pretty sure he won in Civil War. Not the Civil War, but that one specific fight. He beat Iron Man before. And I feel like the majority of the times he just would. Oh my goodness. Okay. The next one we have is Star-Lord versus Ant-Man, which is super weird. But okay. Um, huh. Star-Lord versus Ant-Man. That's an interesting one. Alright, okay. No offense to Scott Lang. He's great. He's a great character. His movies are super fun and interesting and all that. But I feel like he's just not. He's not great at being a superhero. I mean, like he does well and he can like win sometimes, but it's just it doesn't feel like that's really his thing. Whereas like Star-Lord's really he's a good fit for like the sort of whatever he would call himself, like a vigilante kind of deal, and it just works better for him. And he's kind of more of a lover than a fighter. He's just kind of he's not that great of a superhero. He's fine, but he's just not. It's not really his thing, so I feel like he wouldn't do that well in like a one-on-one situation. Okay. The next one we have is Thor versus Loki. Okay. I just want to say Loki because I like Loki more, but that's not how this works. And okay, like actual fight. I don't know. Loki does have like he has his ways, obviously, but I feel like he can. I don't know. I feel like Loki has more weaknesses than Thor. I feel like Thor just doesn't have that many weaknesses. Like Loki has been killed like a bunch of times, and Thor has not, obviously. And like Loki's thing is he keeps coming back, but like still loses. So I feel like if it's just 1-on-1, this like who would win this fight in this moment, it would be Thor. Even though I love Loki and he's great, and he would just come back and he would be fine. Um, yeah, in just the moment, it would be Thor. All right, this one's not even fair. It's Scarlet Witch versus Black Widow. Black Widow should have gotten a better matchup because Scarlet Witch is going to destroy probably everyone. Like spoiler alert, but she's too OP. It's ridiculous how I mean I love her, but her powers are ridiculously OP. So yeah. um. Okay. Yeah, it's gotta be Scarlet Witch. Oh, I don't like this next one at all. I think that's dumb and stupid. Because that would never happen. It's Rocket versus Groot, but it looks like specifically Baby Groot. I'm just gonna say it's Groot in general because Baby Groot, like, I feel like is too easy. I don't know. Rocket pretty much just has the guns thing, and Groot is like a whole tree. That's my logic. He's just a whole tree. I feel like I don't know. Groot just doesn't take a lot of damage. It takes a lot to like put down Groot. I mean, he literally had to explode to die in the first movie. So and then he came back. Well, he didn't come back. It was a different Groot, but still, like it didn't totally destroy him. But yeah, it would have to be Groot. Rocket is not nearly as resilient as Groot. Cool. Alright, the next one we have looks like Shuri versus Okoye. That's interesting. It's like, do you take this as Shuri as Black Panther or just normal old Shuri? It doesn't look like Shuri is Black Panther, but maybe we should because we should take into account all the movies. I feel like Okoye would still stand a pretty good chance because she's like pretty cool and trained warrior and all stuff, but yeah, if we're going Black Panther, she has actual superpowers, kind of, however that thing works. So I feel like Black Panther Shuri would be pretty hard to pretty hard to beat. I haven't seen the new Black Panther, but I know how the Black Panther powers work. Okay. Ooh. The next one we have is Gamora versus Nebula. I know they fought before, and it's like the thing where Gamora always beats Nebula. I know that's the thing, but I don't know. I really like Nebula. There's gonna be a good amount of bias here, so. But, I mean, I'm trying to think of, like, who's actually better. Okay, it's probably Gamora. I mean, she's literally, like, she's called the deadliest woman in the galaxy, and Nebula's just kind of, like, she's good too, but she's also just, like, she kind of, I don't know, she's just not as skilled. She's good at killing people, I guess, but she's not as, like, she's not as good a fighter, I think. But, yeah, it would have to be Gamora. Aww, this makes me sad. It's Spider-Man versus Doctor Strange. Ooh, okay. See, I was gonna say it would definitely be Doctor Strange, but technically he kind of beat him, in No Way Home with math. I mean, it wasn't really a fight kind of deal. If we're talking, like, actual fight, like, trying to... Well, I don't think these are fights to the death. Unless, like, the other person would actually kill the other person. I don't think most of these people would. But if we're, like, talking, like, an actual fight and not just trying to get a box away, I feel like it's still gotta be Doctor Strange. Like, that's just too much. It's just, like, literally magic. And it's like you kind of got magic versus sticky. Like, it's pretty hard not to go with magic, so we're gonna go with Doctor Strange on that one. I think he would, it would be a good time. Not a good time, but, like, it would be interesting to see, but it's magic. No beating it. Oh no. Huh. The next one is, Bucky versus, what do we call him? We're gonna call him Falcon still, because we already had Captain America. Or we could just say the new Captain America. I don't know how to politically correct. I don't know how to be politically correct in this sense, but, Bucky and Sam, let's say that, since we're being informal with Bucky. I don't know. I'm leaning towards Bucky initially because he's like a super soldier and Sam's just kind of like a normal dude with wings and guns. And he's good with his wings and guns, but he's not, and he's not, altered, I don't think, in any way. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's just a dude with gear, which he's good at using. Which there are a bunch of superheroes like that. But it's like that versus a literal superhuman. And he's got a metal arm, so he can just hit you with that a couple times. And yeah, even as Captain America, Sam, he's still just a dude. Like, the first Captain America, Steve Captain America, was actually like a super soldier, and I'm pretty sure Sam's just kind of a dude. So I feel like Bucky is just more trained. Has the advantage there. Okie dokie. The next one we have is Pepper Potts versus the Wasp, which I'm gonna assume it's, Pepper Potts as, what's her name? Rescue, I think. So Rescue versus the Wasp. See, I feel like the Wasp is a lot better at being a superhero than, Ant-Man is, because, I don't know, she's just more into it. I think he has, like, he just has a different focus, and he's not all about it. She's more into being a superhero. And I don't think, like, Pepper Potts has only been Rescue once. I mean, I think she did a good job. She got, like, 2 seconds of being Rescue, but I think she did good with it. But I would still have to lean towards the Wasp because she's just more knowledge and skills and stuff like that. So, I'm gonna go with the Wasp. Wasp. What's her name? Janet Van Dyne. Okay. The next one is Vision versus Black Panther. See, Vision is gonna be another one where it's just like his arsenal is just too vast. He has too many powers, and a lot of them are pretty hard to get around. Even though, like, the Black Panther thing, like Shuri and T'Challa are both like the thing with being the Black Panther is like it's a pretty powerful like thing. It gives you a lot of really good abilities and that stuff, but it's still Vision is just it's pretty hard to beat him. You have to be like Scarlet Witch. So yeah, it'd have to be Vision. Okay. The next one we have is Peggy Carter versus Sharon Carter, and I wonder. I don't know as much about Sharon Carter. Like, Sharon Carter just feels like blonde Peggy, kind of. Except she's bad and stuff. She's evil now. So, don't know how good she is at what she does. I know she, like, was part of that big Bucky fight in Civil War. Can't remember how well she did. But obviously, like, I don't know. I just want to assume that Peggy is better because she's, like, I don't know. Because she's the original. Not, she's, like, I don't know. Sharon just feels too similar. And then, like, Peggy was the first one. So I just kind of want to say it would be Peggy. Because I feel like she still would have been better if they were, like, in that same job at the same time. Like, Peggy would have kind of been the Nick Fury. And then, like, Sharon would be sort of on the Phil Coulson as far as skill level goes. I think Sharon would be, like, more skilled than Phil, probably. Not that Phil was bad at his job. Just he wasn't the greatest, I guess. But I feel like Peggy has the upper hand there. Alright, so the first one in the next round is Hawkeye versus Captain Marvel. Oh, yeah, that's not nice. That's not fair. Because, you know, it's just Captain Marvel kind of obliterates stuff. Everything, all the things. I don't even know if that would be a good fight. Like, he would try, but she's just like, it's pretty easy to, you know, it would be over. It would be over quickly. Okay, okay. The next one we have is Drax and Nick Fury. Okay, that's weird. I feel like that would never happen. That's, I feel like that would, because Nick Fury's old too, and he's just kind of like good at guns sometimes, but Drax is like a space warrior kind of murder dude who is, you know, has all the kind of things, and he's been in a team and all, he's just, I don't know. It feels like space just makes people better at stuff. So, like, you know, Drax is in space, so he must be better at doing things than Nick Fury is. And Nick is just too old. And I know Drax is like all chill and peaceful now and whatever, but still, it would be Drax. Okay, Cap versus Star-Lord is the next one. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't have any first like vibes, I guess, for that one. So you got Cap, and he's like a super soldier and everything. He's good at fighting. I'm very detailed in my logic process. And Star-Lord is also, he's not as good probably at fighting as Cap, and he's not superhuman. He does have guns though, so I guess that's good. I don't know. He doesn't have like superpowers and stuff though. He's good at like being, he's a good superhero, kind, whatever you would call him. But like Cap just has more going for him with the superpowers and just more experience, and just I think he would be able to pull out a win there. I think it would probably be a good fight. But I think Cap would still beat him by a good amount. Okay. The next one is the Scarlet Witch versus Thor. It's just not fair. Like, I feel like Thor would be one of the ones like that would actually be a pretty great matchup. I feel like that would be fun to that would be a good one to watch, I think. But and I feel like he could, do a pretty good job, like, but Scarlet Witch she just has too much going for her. I mean, you have to do a lot of, I don't even know what you have to do to beat her. Apparently just show her the error of her ways. So, and I don't think Thor would be very good at that because he's not very talky. So, gotta be Wanda. Okay, so the next one we have is Groot versus Shuri, who we have assumed is Black Panther. That's interesting. So Groot is very like durable, and I don't know, he doesn't really have, as far as fighting goes, that's pretty much it. And he's like very versatile, I guess, because he can hit you from a lot of different places because he's like a tree and stuff. He has a lot of stuff going for him being a tree. Like, being a tree must be great. But so I feel like Shuri being really smart is gonna help her here because she has like all that extra boost, just kind of like superhuman abilities in general, helping her out. I feel like she would be able to win because she's very smart, and I feel like she would be able to figure out a way to get around Groot's, far reach and durability. And I feel like she would be able to figure out a way because he's not really smart. He's just kind of flinging his tree limbs around. But I think she would figure out a way to beat that. So I'm gonna say Shuri on that one. Okay. The next one we have is Gamora versus Star-Lord. I feel like she's like really good at fighting and stuff. That's kind of her thing. But again, you're up against magic, and you have to be really smart to figure out a way to do magic. And not that she's like not smart, she's just not particularly smart. She's like, I don't think she would be like creative enough. She's more like kind of fight first, ask questions later. So she's not really going to be thinking a lot of it through. Just kind of going on instinct, I think. And I think it would be pretty easy to get her with magic. Just do something magic, and yep. Pretty hard to beat the magic. Okay. The next one is Bucky versus the Wasp. What do you even call Bucky now? Do you just call him Bucky? Because he's not the Winter Soldier. Like, his whole thing was about being not the Winter Soldier anymore. So what do you even call him? Does he have a name, or is he just Bucky? I feel like he deserves a superhero name, but I've never heard of one other than the Winter Soldier. Anyway, it's Bucky versus the Wasp. This is interesting. I don't know how. I'm not seeing a way for the Wasp to be able to beat him. Like, it's just, I don't know. His powers are a lot better in a fight, I feel like, than hers. Like, they're useful, and I'm not seeing a way to get around. Like, being small isn't really helpful because he doesn't really have any weaknesses that can be exploited with being small. Yeah, I feel like it would be pretty hard to...
You recording?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like it'd be pretty hard to get around him. I'm trying to think because for some reason, like it just feels like she's. I don't know. I feel like it would be Bucky, Mr. Barnes. So yeah. And this next matchup is just horribly unfair. Yeah, Vision versus Peggy Carter. Like, how would she even have any kind of chance in any universe? Like, what? What? That is the worst matchup ever. That's not fair at all. Vision destroys her completely, and it's kind of sad. But yeah, that's just not fair. That's one of those where it's like, it's not the worst match I've ever seen. That first bracket that I was talking about that I did had like the first matchup was Captain Marvel versus Korg. Like Korg is literally pebbles, like just done. Okay, moving on to round 3. Wow, very special. Ooh, what a matchup! We've got Captain Marvel versus Drax. Take a wild guess. It's so hard to beat Captain Marvel. It's just she's so much just brute force and strength, and they're just like she can just hurt you so much. She can what's the word? Induce. I don't know. She can put you in so much pain in so many ways because her powers are just so much. So it's got to be her. I don't even think it would be a good fight, honestly, because Drax, even though he's like a good fighter, he's not like the best. It's not really his best quality. He's kind of just comedic relief a lot, even though he is a good fighter. It's he's just it wouldn't be enough to stop the ridiculous force that is Captain Marvel. And the next one, Captain America versus Scarlet Witch. That maybe would be one of the better matchups against her. I don't think it would win, but it's just too much. She can literally change reality. She could just kind of like what do you choose? Which way would you like to die? You could be turned into spaghetti noodles. You could get impaled by your own shield. She knows several creative ways. She could she could just do a lot of things to you, and I don't think he would be able to figure out what he needs to do. So go with Wanda. And I feel like he would be I feel like he would focus a lot more on trying to talk Wanda out of it, but I think he would not be good enough at it to just stop her. So yeah. Okay. The next one is Shuri Black Panther versus Doctor Strange. That's weird. I thought Black Panther, the other Black Panther. Oh yeah, wouldn't be. Anyway, whatever. Ignore that. Okay. I don't know. I feel like she would have a better chance than anyone else has up to this point against Doctor Strange, but it's just how do you beat magic unless you're just like ridiculously OP? Like, Thanos beat him, but that was just like, he's huge and he has the Infinity Gauntlet and he had all these things. I feel like she would put up a good fight, but it just wouldn't be. I don't think it would be enough in the end. It's just magic's hard. Gotta do a lot to beat magic, or just be magic yourself. Then that's good. You can. That'll be a good fight. The next one we have is Bucky versus Vision. Yeah, it's not Bucky. He's not gonna be the one to beat Vision. It's gonna be somebody probably. I don't know, but it ain't Bucky. Bucky's not that good. He's probably he's probably not even one of the better matchups for Vision. But yeah, I don't think he would have shot. Okay, so this is round 4, I think, and these next few are gonna be good. They're gonna be good because they're all the OP people. So the first one we have is Captain Marvel versus Scarlet Witch. See, I feel like Captain Marvel is just gonna try to use that just ridiculous like brute force that she has, and like that just doesn't work with magic. So I don't think she's thinky enough because she's just like again brute force kind of deal, and so it'd be pretty easy for Wanda to just be like, "Ha, magic," and she wouldn't know what to do. So magic wins, even though she could, if she like hit her once, there would be a lot of damage, but it's just you can't magic. Sorry. Okay, the next match up is Doctor Strange and Vision. Huh. I wonder. I don't. I'm not getting any initial vibes for this one. So I guess I should think about it. I'm thinking. I'm not getting anything. So it's like, again, you have magic, which is pretty hard to deal with, but Vision is not only really powerful, he's very intelligent. He's like a super robot, and he's smart, and he thinks good. Big brain. So, I don't know. I feel like if anyone was gonna find a way around magic, like in a fight-wise, because yes, like Spider-Man found a way around magic, but he was just trying to get a box for a second. He wasn't trying to like knock anyone out or anything. I feel like he would have probably one of the best chances of figuring out how to get around magic in a fight. I really don't know. Oh man. I want to do Vision just because I want to do Wanda and Vision. That would be too easy because we know who would win one of those because it's already happened. Man, I don't know. I need somebody to tell me what to do, but nobody else is here in this room all alone. So I guess I have to figure it out. So, is Vision smart enough to find out how to beat literal magic? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It's something is telling me he would be, but oh man. I mean, he's literally like a super intelligent AI with like a bunch of information in him. So maybe something in there is something about how to deal with magic, and he has so many abilities that once he figured out how to get around Doctor Strange's, which I think he could do, it'd be pretty hard for Doctor Strange to get around his abilities, because I feel like Doctor Strange doesn't really have to deal with that much. He doesn't have to really deal with anyone. I mean, not anyone, but like abilities-wise, he usually doesn't have to worry about that, because it's just kind of usually magic versus magic, or just magic already wins and you don't have to deal with anything. So I feel like he doesn't have as much experience assessing his enemies and figuring out their weaknesses because he doesn't it's usually, I feel like it's usually too easy for him to have any time to do that. But this one, I don't know. I think Vision would win, which is crazy. I don't know if I'm not sure about that one. That was hard, but I'm gonna say Vision. Good job, Vision. Okay, so the next one, or the last one, the final round, final matchup, stuff it, is Scarlet Witch versus Vision. And I mean, we've already seen it happen. It's pretty hard to beat someone who can just warp reality. I don't think anybody has beaten her Because especially one-on-one, definitely nobody has, but even with like a bunch, it's just really, really, really hard to beat her, especially at her like current power level. If she wasn't dead, then like, I mean, what do you even do against that? Like, she totally would have killed Thanos if he hadn't called the strike. Like, Thanos didn't beat her. Like, she just got momentarily distracted. If she had just one-on-one, it would have been over, because she's very, very, very ridiculously OP. And I love it. She's great. I think she's wonderful. So, yeah. It's Scarlet Witch. Basically, this whole bracket was like, who all is gonna get destroyed by Scarlet Witch? I don't know if she would. I don't think she would creatively kill all of them. Just, you're talking one-on-one, she's still just like, do whatever. She'll find a way. She's magic. She's like the most magic, so pretty hard to deal with her. But yeah, gonna say that. I mean, it is it. That's the whole bracket. It's over. Scarlet Witch is the winner. I feel like it's pretty obvious that she would have been, but if you are surprised, then wow, crazy. But no, she's the winner, just like everyone thought she would be. So yeah, there you go. This video did go a little long. At least it wasn't an hour. It's kind of like close to 40 minutes, but if you would go ahead and follow, it'd be awesome. Please don't just listen, commit and follow. It's not really that hard and doesn't cost anything. It's free. So do that. Leave a comment if you disagree with any of the picks, and like, tell me why. This is what I need to know why. I want to hear all your data and whatever you have. Tell me the things. And yeah, I will see you next.